Hi and welcome to our wedding ring tutorial. The first thing you're gonna need to do is probably relink the element. So from the E3D folder you'll have the OBJ and the material, so just pick it and pick this folder and element will do the rest. I'm gonna do an overview of the project and a bit of fine-tuning and explanations. So let's work from bottom to top. First thing you see is the audio. Inside here is Happy Clappy and it's edited. So what you actually need to do is if you want to work with Happy Clappy, then you download the file from Audio Jungle and just drop it into Audio Happy Clappy. That's it. Render 1080 is the main composition you'll be working out of. It's the one you're going to render. If you want 1080, if you want 720, then it's right here. Light background is what you see. The particles. There's an overlay that gives like the blue effect. You can also change it to something warmer if you want. I like the blue. And we're on to the main composition. Main and main glow are basically the same. The main glow is just a copy of main and it lies underneath main. It's got a fast blur and levels just to give a glow behind. Let's go into main. So what you see here, there's a camera with the cam control, 2 layers of element 3D, 2 lights just to add a bit of atmosphere. You can also fine-tune their intensity if you want to change it. And all these layers are used for element inside custom layers. They're used as the diffuse and illumination and all sorts of all the layers of element. Now if I tap U twice, you'll see all the parameters that we've changed, and now you might understand why I'm not going to go over everything. Just one thing important, if I isolate the highlight and I'm gonna tap U again, see it's linked, the rotation is linked to the rotation of the main element. So if you do for some reason want to change the movement of the element, make sure that the highlight is responds accordingly. So that being said, we're done with main. Flare. The flare is actually, the element you see here is just a guide layer and it won't render. And the flare is actually manually moved around to follow the ring. So if you're moving the element around, don't forget the flare, because otherwise it'll look weird without it. And now let me focus on the 2 main compositions that should interest you at this stage. It's the ring textures, the outside ring and inside ring. So basically this is the main composition that will be displayed on the ring on the outside. We've made a few decorations for you and the text box. The important thing to understand here is that the timeline is in sync with the main composition. So anytime you jump between them, just understand that the changes you make, the timeline responds accordingly. So you can control when the pictures appear or whatever. You can put here whatever you want. So this is what happens at the beginning. As you've seen in the preview, the ring turns around, and what you want to do is open these 4 compositions. They have a mask on them. You can mask them any way you like. This is just what I did for the preview. It doesn't matter. You can change it according to what you want. Now around frame 500, the ring will turn around, and that's where the outside, again, look at the timeline, the outside switches to these compositions. So again, just double click any composition, the text, we would like to invite you, or when the wedding will be held, or whatever. Decorations, just notice one thing about it is that the decorations, look at this one and this one, it's in order for the composition to be seamless. So make sure you position them correctly if you're making any changes. If you type in the search box deco, we've provided 3 deco compositions. If I hit U inside the deco, you'll see that it's time remapped, and you can actually change the look and feel if you want to see them being drawn, the decorations. Back to outside, what else have we got here? Once the ring passes the camera and there are 2 rings that come in, then this is all we have on the outside. Let's move to the inside. At the beginning, this is what you see. It's this is what you see. Notice that the sound, it gets the sound from the diffuse, and the sound is actually active here in main. And if you want to turn off the sound of these firecrackers, you just turn off the sound here. Back to inside. Later on, and for the rest of the movie, what you see is what you saw in the preview with a lot of pictures. Again, it's you can put here whatever you want to. So use your imagination. Next. So we have fireworks coming in here. Actually, that's not true. The fireworks that you're seeing come from main outro, and later on you'll see the big fireworks, which are this one. So in main outro, let's see if there's anything interesting. The only thing is that it's there's a jump of 500 frames. Instead of starting at 1,000, it starts at 1,500. I did that in order to allow a bit of flexibility for the length of the project, but having said that, it's quite a big deal to change the length of whatever you want to do, so I wouldn't recommend it. But if your After Effects and Element is solid, then you shouldn't have any problem. Next. These flares are they're tracking the lights, B flare, and the B flares. Again, they're manually tracked, and the camera is here in order to assist the flares, so I wouldn't recommend moving them around too much. But if you hit U, you can see the keyframing on their position, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. The collision flare is what you think it is. If you're using if you don't have optical flares and you're using, then you should use the pre-rendered flares. Which wherever I'm talking about optical flares, there's always a pre-rendered flare that comes along with it. The fade is just the fade in and fade out. It's an opacity on a black solid, and that's it basically. One thing that I want to point out, this is the test that I did for the preview, and something weird happened here. I tried looking it up, I couldn't find the reason, but if you see, if it happens to you, look, for one frame, there's like a, well, I can't even describe it, whiteout. So what I did is just I rendered a single frame and patched it. But if it happens to you, then what I did to solve it, it could be just a memory glitch. I couldn't find the reason. What I did when I hid the lights or opened them up, turned them on back on again, it eliminated the problem. So what else? Editable. This folder gives you access to all the compositions that you're going to be working with. The rest are probably stuff you don't need to touch. And I think that's it. Once again, if you want to render 720 and you don't want to, and you can't render the 1080 because of optical flares, then you just drag, drop, and resize the pre-rendered flares into 720. And that's it. Thanks for watching, thanks for purchasing, and I hope you enjoy.